Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we'll be going over another one of my random 60 card deck builds. And the one we'll be going over today is Snow. And basically this is one of the decks I've had sitting around since around like Kill Time, and I kind of like the idea of, just messing around with a little bit of like a Snow deck kind of build. That being said, I'll just get on into the deck and show you what we're working with. To start off, we have 4 copies of Ascendant Spirit. It is 1/1. You can pay 2 snow mana. Ascendant Spirit becomes a Spirit Warrior with base power and toughness 2/3 for 3 snow mana. If Ascendant Spirit is a warrior, put a flying counter on it, and it becomes a Spirit Warrior Angel with base power and toughness 4/4. And then last effect, you can pay 4 snow mana, and if Ascendant Spirit is an angel, put 2+1/+1 counters on it, and it gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Next up, we have 4 copies of Narfi, Betrayer King. He is a 4/3. Other snow and zombies you control get +1/+1. And you can pay 3 snow mana. Return Narfi, Betrayer King from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Next up, we have 3 copies of Moretta of the Frost. 0/0 Changeling. You may have Moretta of the Frost enter the battlefield as a copy of a permanent you control, except it's a legendary and a snow in addition to its other types. And if it's a creature, it enters the battlefield with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it and has Changeling. Next up, we have 3 copies of Pilfering Hawk. It is a 1/2 flying, and you can pay a snow mana to tap it to draw a card, then discard a card. After that, 2 copies of Spirit of the Edgar. It's a 0/4. When Spirit of the Edgar enters the battlefield, search your library for a snow land, reveal it and put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Spirit of Edgar gets +1/+0 for each other snow permanent you control. Then we have 2 copies of Dragur Necromancer. He's a 4/4. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile that card with an ice counter on it instead. You may cast spells from among cards in exile your opponent's own with ice counters on them, and you may spend mana mana from snow sources as though it was mana of any color to cast those spells. Then just a couple of single ones here. We have Icebreaker Kraken. It is an 8/8. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each snow land you control. 1 colorless less. So, could end up just costing only 2 blue. When Icebreaker Kraken enters the battlefield, artifacts and creatures target opponent controls don't untap during that player's next untap step. Return 3 snow lands you control to their owner's hand. Return Icebreaker Kraken to its owner's hand. And then last creature being Jorn, God of Winter. Whenever Jorn attacks, untap each snow permanent you control. And even though I'm pretty sure I normally don't use his backside, we'll just see what we got here. And we've got Carving the Rim Staff. You can tap it to play target snow permanent card from your graveyard this turn. If you do, enter the battlefield tapped. Moving down to our spells, we have 4 copies of Merit Liege Slumber. When Merit Liege Slumber or another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Merit Liege's Slumber. If you do, create Merit Liege, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. After that, we have the 4 copies of the Saga The 3 Seasons. First effect, mill 3 cards. The second one, return up to 2 target snow permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. The last one, choose 3 cards in each graveyard. They're going to shuffle those cards into their libraries. Next up, we have 3 copies of Replicating Ring. Replicating Ring has you can tap to add 1 mana of any color. Then at the beginning of your upkeep, put a night counter on Replicating Ring. Then if there are 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them and create 8 colorless snow artifact tokens named Replicating Ring with tap add 1 mana of any color. Next up, we have Glittering Frost. 3 copies of Glittering Frost. Enchanted land is snow. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. For that, we have 3 copies of Graven Lore. Scry X, where X is the amount of snow mana spent to cast a spell, then draw 3 cards. Then for the last pair of spells, we have 3 Blizzard Brawl. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you control 3 or more snow permanents, the creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until that turn. Then those creatures fight each other. After that, we go down to our lands. We have 3 swamps, 4 forests, 6 islands, 2 ice tunnels, which you can tap them for a blue or a black and then to battlefield tapped. Just like the Ice Cavern enters the battlefield tapped, but these ones can be tapped for green or blue. The Rimwood Falls. Woodland Chasm, who tapped for a black or green, enters the battlefield tapped. And 1 Faceless Haven. You tap it for colorless or pay 3 snow mana. Faceless Haven becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance in all creature types until end of turn. It's still a land. With that, I would be bringing our little exploration into my snow deck to a close. I'd like to thank y'all for joining me for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and it'd be great to see you in the next video. Peace.